welcome back to the world of Remnant, and today we're going into Huntsman. Now, I think this is the one that I definitely want to talk a lot about because it gets into what a huntsman truly is. Something I do like with RWBY is they give you the occupational type of options. Like, if you want to be a huntress or a huntsman, go for it. If you want to be something else, go for it. It's like there's no like one job that one person has to have.
I wish they focused on other jobs though. That would be really cool.
That's the thing.
Don't spoil anything if that's a spoiler. Anyway,
yeah. But you'll see, like, again, like with RWBY, it's kind of like you know how like the MCU is, like you have like superheroes doing this and that, but then you have like other people reacting to it, and then suddenly you're like, ooh, those people are becoming this. Yeah, it's kind of like that, where it's like with RWBY, you have that ability to be, oh, I want to be this person, but then maybe this background character is suddenly gonna be one of the huntresses. Yeah. You know, and it's like it doesn't give you the option to like kind of in a way cut away from it, because even if you wanted to argue and say like, oh, RWBY doesn't have good world building, or RWBY doesn't have good jobs for the characters, so it's not relatable. I'm just like, how can... I don't understand why people hate this series. Like, I literally just try to understand when they're like, oh, it's bad writing, this and that, when the writers have said themselves, because they have gone on to, like, interviews and, like, gone on stage and said, like, you know, no story is perfect.
Literally, no story.
And what makes a good story, like, even a fractured type of story, perfect, is because it's imperfect.
Right, because that's how life is. So
yeah.
Make it realistic.
And it's like, even if there's a bad choice within RWBY or this and that, it's like, it is the writer's final decision. It doesn't just go through one or two writers. It goes through multiple bunch of writers. Then it goes through the company in itself. And people tend to always just like want to attack the writers for doing a specific thing. But at the end of the day, when they say, I could write better, okay, prove it. Write your own stuff. Right. You know, it's. Like,
they're making millions of dollars for a reason. Just saying.
And that's the other thing too. Is like, why like a lot of people think like, okay, I'm gonna make my own OC within the RWBY world is because then like, oh, they do this. They're not just like huntress. Yeah. That's possible. When people are like, oh, I could write the entirety of RWBY better, I'm like, okay, then why don't you get a pen, a piece of paper,
why don't you do it before
a typewriter, or a laptop or whatever you write on, and start outlining your stories and writing it out, and then showing that, oh wow, I wrote better than RWBY. It's like, again, everything is opinion based, like something that people have to understand as writers. Something I may like, you may hate and want to destroy. That is how creativity works. It's how art works, and writing falls heavily under, you know, not even just literacy, it falls under art, because it is, you are creating something basically out of nothing or through inspiration. So it's like knowing when people try to attack RWBY and say, no, this is what it should have been. Like, they literally had to write this disclaimer where, oh, if they wanted to send people things, some people would like send little flash drives or binders to them saying like, oh my god, this is how the story should have been written. Oh. Yeah, and I think it was on their website. I'm trying to remember what it was. They had actually make this disclaimer, like, do not send ideas like in binders to us because they will be basically thrown out. Oh. And it's like, it's sad that they have to deal with this on a regular basis because, you know, I love series. I hate when series go in a certain way and you're just like, oh my god, why'd they have to do this? Like, and sometimes you might be like, oh my god, I love what they did. What are you talking about? Again, it's all based on opinion. So that's why I love what they're doing here with World of Remnant, because while they do skip over the stuff within the show, it's still there, and it gives you that open world to be able to create your own characters. But that's the thing, even if you are making your own OCs, make sure you kind of respect the plot. The main writers. You know, because it's like, it's not the world that you're building, it's the world that they have given you. It's kind of like how some things with D&D, I've like heard from people that some things are set worlds as it is. You know, and they pick those set worlds and then they create their characters within it. Or if you want to make your own world. So it's just get creative, Yeah. But just don't hate on somebody else's work and then prove, oh my god, I could do so much better. And then you're just like, no, it's all opinion based. So what you hate, someone else can love. So be respectful. Anyway, guys, here we go.
Huntsmen and Huntresses, the best and brightest warriors of Remnant, ranking higher than Kingdom Police and even military in terms of strength and skill. The occupation was established alongside the Huntsman Academies after the Great War, with the hope of creating elite warriors whose sole purpose would be to combat the creatures of Grid. Beacon Academy was founded in Vale, Haven founded in Mistral, Shade founded in Vacuo, and Atlas founded in the now-defunct kingdom of Mantle. These institutions accepted graduates of primary combat schools who showed enough promise and tenacity to not only battle the world's deadliest creatures, but also protect their fellow men.
They're also nice.
For this reason, trainees were grouped into teams, ensuring the continual development of communication, empathy, and teamwork. Traits that are vital to any guardian of peace. As an additional precaution to maintaining peace, the founders of the academies believed that their graduates should be kept separate from kingdom allegiance. Once finished with their training, huntsmen and huntresses are free to choose who they work for, as well as what kind of work they will do through the use of mission boards. Allying with a particular kingdom or village is entirely up to the individual. However, Atlas Academy has come under increasing amounts of scrutiny for the indoctrination of military lifestyle upon its students, pressuring them to enlist in the Atlas military's Special Operatives Unit. Every academy has its own methods of teaching, but the end result is the same.
That's
Huntsmen and huntresses ready to make their own paths. Some will stay together as a team, some will move on to work alone. But all are expected to serve humanity and never succumb to the darkness.
God.
Jeez, that's like Oz is leaving us with like.
Yeah, he's like kind of like giving us like
I'm being sus
future,
right now.
like what's gonna happen in the future, like.
Now that one I always liked because this kind of shows you. This is kind of foreshadowing. What's gonna happen later on if they all decide they don't want to have this, job anymore? Like I'm not gonna say what's been going on because you'll get there. But it's like, what's gonna happen towards the end of RWBY? Do you think that they're still gonna be considered like Team RWBY? Do you think? I
feel like it's at least how 3 ended. Yeah. It's kind of like they're gonna be separated. Yeah. And then eventually they're all gonna change their minds on what they want to do, especially being separated. I feel like it's bound to happen that they're not gonna be together.
Because you know how it's like, it's sad because you see this on a lot of shows. Like going back to I always go back to the movie The Sandlot, where it's like on The Sandlot you'll see like. A lot of them were just there because they were friends and they wanted to have a good time. Then you have that one guy who became the famous baseball player because that was his passion. Right. And his passion led everyone else to flock to him. And then the kid that was more like, the main kid, that was like, I'm going to be more support, he became the announcer. Yeah. So it's like they all went their own separate ways, but then you saw who's truly stuck with the passion and then with the I'm support. So it's like, I like seeing shows also kind of incorporate that, where it's like on RWBY has the passion. Right. She has always wanted to do this. She's always wanted to be a huntress. But even going back to what Ooblik was asking them, why do you want to be this? What do you want to do with this? All of them gave different examples. So I, for one, think like in future. I want to talk more about this in the future because I can't say much. But like, you know how Blake is with the Faunus? Yeah. Like I feel like she would benefit. Doing outside of being a huntress, helping them out. Being more like on their side, like politically or something. Like Yang, what do you think Yang would do?
I don't know.
More like maybe she'd be like more like enforcer type jobs. Yeah. And Weiss, I view Weiss like taking over the entirety of like the company or something because I feel like while they all have passion, I feel like RWBY has the most. And she is secure knowing kind of who she is and what she wants. And
they're all young, too, so it's like it's bound to change what they want to do.
Because the thing is with RWBY, I'm still waiting for that moment. Because, we have moments where it's like she has that, like, holy shit MC character development moment. But, like, I want to see one where it's like it just strikes her. And it's like either she, like, questions a lot of things or it turns her into someone different. Like, I hope she doesn't change her personality because she's awesome.
She's being.
But I just feel as if we're going to see those moments where it's like they all kind of question, is this truly what you want? Because when I first saw this, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, they're all going to kind of maybe go their own separate ways one day. Because, adulthood happens.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, going back to what I was saying about the Sandlot, it's like, again, you have the passion, you have the guy who wants to support that passion, and then you have the other people that were just flocking around. So it's like, with this, they all have a certain passion for it, but it's for different reasons. They're all going to, like, fulfill some kind of dream through this. And just hopefully no one in, like, the main cast ends up dying or something. Because that...
Oh, God, I hope not.
I don't want to go through another fucking Pure Penny thing. I don't want to go through that.
My girls.
Hell no.
Please
no. My friends.
No, don't kill any more gingers, please. like my top characters.
Poor Roman. He
like,
deserved better.
No, I could talk about that in a different episode.
And we still gotta read his book, so
yeah, I want to read the book because I was cheated. I was honestly cheated at that death.
Oh my god. But anyway, friends, have an amazing day. You stay weird, you stay wonderful, you stay awesome. Until next video, your favorite fan person every single day. Bye.